Welcome back to the show. You're watching Trending. Well, Arabic children, teachers, parents and parents in Israel, rather, are being empowered by a thoughtful Arabic language book program called Maktabat al-Fanoos. The book strives to help Arabic children develop their learning and mother tongue language skills to enhance their emotional awareness and to celebrate the richness of Arab culture. Now, it's been created by the Israeli Ministry of Education and given completely free to all kindergarten and pre-kindergarten children in Arab language government schools throughout Israel. But the program could not be possible without the partnership of two Israeli organisations, Price Philanthropies and the Harold Grinspoon Foundation. Now, Galina Vromen is the Executive Director of the Harold Grinspoon Foundation's Israel branch and joins me in the studio. Galina, thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you, it's a pleasure.
Tell me a little bit about these books.
Well, we have every child gets 8 books a year. They're a combination of books that are native, that are written by Arab authors, and also books that are translated from Hebrew, English, Swedish. And the idea is really to give high-quality books to children to enjoy reading, both in class and at home. The books go home, they stay home. It really creates a home library for children. And studies are really showing that this is terribly important for children. The exposure to books from an early age really impacts them later in their life, and we're very, very pleased that we've been able to do this together with the government.
Absolutely. And why has the government decided to roll out this program? What prompted it?
Well, I think really the research that is showing that a child's exposure to books from an early language has real impact on their development later. You can almost predict the the success of a 12th grader by their vocabulary by the time they get to 1st grade.
Absolutely.
And this is even more important for Arab children who are really dealing with both a spoken Arabic language and a written language, which is different. And they have to really, they're learning 2 languages. It's kind of like Yiddish and Hebrew.
Sure.
So they will have been exposed to spoken Arabic, which is the Yiddish part, at home, and then they get to school and all of a sudden they're dealing with a different language which is similar but also different, and being exposed to books from an early age and having that exposure to written Arabic from very user-friendly books, very warm books that they can then share with their families at home has been very, very important.
And it's not only about, I suppose, learning to read and developing those cognitive processes, but they're connecting with their culture and their mother tongue language.
Yes, I think in terms of Arabs, the language, the written language is what connects them to the rest of the Arab world. That's what you have in the media. That's what's going to be in newspapers later on. So while Arabs in the Galilee will speak different from Arabs in the Beersheba and in other parts of the Arab world, having the same written language together that they can share is very, very important to their culture.
Let's have a look at one. You've got a couple over there.
Right. Well, I brought particularly some of the books that are in both languages because...
Can you hold them up for us so we can see?
This is Bear Feels Sick, and this is the one in Hebrew. And we actually also have it in English and in Spanish because the program was started, actually, our program started, the Harold Grinspoon Foundation started a program in the United States called PJ Library, which is intended for Jewish families in the U.S. and other countries. And that led to the program in Hebrew, Siphriyat פיג'מה, which is now distributed to over 330,000 children in Israel. And then Maktabat al-Fanoos is distributed to almost 100,000 Arab children. So every country and every program has its own book selection committee, but the heads of the committee speak to each other and very often say, oh, this is a great book, that's a great book, and they end up with some of the same books. We also have been very proud of the fact that some of the that we've also been able to initiate the creation of some books locally. This is a book about Adventures of Joha. It's a very humorous book. It was commissioned here by a local author, and we're very, very excited about that.
Fantastic. It looks like you're really doing an amazing thing for the community and for broader Israel. Galina, thank you so much for sharing that with us today.